Kirsten Watson, go ahead.
Hey, Gavin. Since we haven't really spoken to you since you returned from the IL, how is your wrist feeling?
Feels like it's in a good spot for sure. It was definitely bugging me for a couple days there early on, and when I got put on the IL, but now it's all good to go, and there's not any issues. So it's getting some at bats these last few games and feeling it, and making sure that there's no lingering effects is great, and that's all been good. So
That's great to hear. And Dave yesterday, he said he put you second in the lineup, just really to kind of get you going, like you said, taking some more at bats. How are you feeling just offensively?
Fine. Just trying to compete right now. Obviously, it's a long year, so your mechanics and all that aren't always going to feel great. And there's going to be days, weeks, where it's not going to be great. It's not going to feel great. So it's just trying to compete and still managing your at bats, and still trying to move the ball forward, helping move runners and that kind of stuff. So more just competing, and that's really it.
Thanks, Gavin.
Next question is from Dave Vassay. Go ahead, Dave.
Hey, Gavin, I was wondering how many family and friends from Kenosha will be at the ballpark tonight, tomorrow?
Altogether, probably, I think, a little over 20. I think there's 21 tickets. So it'll be good to see a lot of family and friends for sure. They haven't seen me play in a while, so it's I'm definitely pumped up, and I think they're feeling juiced too.
Are you getting 20 tickets for each of these 4 games?
No, probably not. But tonight I think there was 22.
I was gonna also ask you about just being able to continue to keep the confidence that you showed in spring training, even though you've had a slow start in the regular season. Have you tried to remind yourself of that? What have you done to try to remind yourself how good you were in spring?
Yeah, I don't think confidence is fine right now. I'm usually a slow starter anyways. I kind of always have been. So it's kind of in the norm for me, but I'm not worried. I'm just still working in the cage with Brownie and Rob and Bates, and in the weight room doing stuff with BMAC to get my body right, and Travis. So overall, I'm not confidence-wise isn't wavering at all. Just got to keep getting at bats. It's a long year.
All right, final one for you, Gavin. Since you are from Wisconsin, are you a little shook that Aaron Rodgers wants out of Green Bay?
I'm not even a Packers fan. I'm probably going to be hated for saying that, but I'm not a Packers fan, so I don't worry about them.
Okay, thanks.
Next question is from Jorge Castillo. Go
ahead. Who are you a fan of?
I don't think I can say that right now. I might be shunned from Wisconsin. They might not let me back here, so I think you guys know who I root for.
Oh, okay.
Did I say that?
Yeah, I think I got it.
The name that should not be said.
All right. And you mentioned the wrist thing. How did that happen exactly?
It kind of just bugged out on a 3-1 check swing I took on a back foot slider. And it came back the next day and was having a really hard time taking a dry swing. So kind of it was best case scenario. Originally we thought maybe it was a hamate bone injury, but after the MRI and all that, it just showed it was a wrist injury. So all in all, it was best case scenario for that. And yeah.
And just playing in front of friends and family, you guys still, you're excited for that? How do you feel about that, or does it really matter?
Yeah, no, I'm definitely pumped up. A lot of my really good friends will be here, and they haven't seen me play since I've gotten called up. So I know they're probably more excited than I am. But obviously, my family, it's always great getting to see them, and I know they love seeing me play because they don't get an opportunity to do that too much anymore. So it's definitely good.
Will Augie be here?
Yeah, he's coming tonight, and then he's coaching his college team, so I think he'll bounce around maybe on Sunday.
Cool. Thanks, Gavin.
Yep, you got it.
Next question is from Rowan Kavner. Go ahead, Rowan.
Hey, what's up, Gavin? How did when you're rehabbing back from that? I know it wasn't a long time off for you. Is it just resting it, or are you able to do anything to kind of try to get it back in a place where it needs to be? What was that process like for 10 days?
Yeah, the first 3 or 4 days, I didn't really swing at all. It didn't bug it. Throwing was fine. It was really just towards the end of my swing. where it felt irritated. So the first 3 or 4 days, I didn't really do a whole lot. But once I got to Arizona, I took at bats there, and then just to make sure that there was no lingering effects to it and then any of that. So I took at bats there, and then came back obviously for the Cincinnati series.
This is going to be kind of random, but I think back in like 2017, maybe you were with Connor McGinnis was coaching pitchers, I think at like Rancho or Great Lakes. And I think you probably got to know him a little bit there. I know you're obviously not a pitcher, but could you see how he was able to sort of relate to the young guys back then?
Connor McGinnis, yeah, absolutely. I mean, I know he's a pitching coach, but he's actually helped me a ton throwing. I had some throwing issues kind of lingering in 17, 18, and he helped me a ton. And the ability that he has to feel for people and his people personality, it's unbelievable what he does. And he's obviously such a smart human being on a baseball side, and then you throw in how good he is with people and communication and talking, and that's like a skill in itself, especially with baseball terminology. He's really good at what he does.
Thanks, man.
Yep.
Next question is from Mike Johnson. Go ahead, Mike.
Nope. I was muted. Sorry. Hey, Gavin.
How's it going?
Hey, pretty good. How you doing? Good to see you.
Good to see you.
One of your teammates, your high school classmates, Davian Nixon's poised to get drafted this weekend in the NFL draft. Have you stayed in touch with Davian in recent years? Obviously, it's a pretty neat thing for the two of you to do what you're doing in the pros.
Yeah, I talked to him. It was during his football season, so it was this fall. We played high school basketball together. His dad was a security guard and one of my high school basketball coaches too. So I stay in touch with their family as much as I can. But obviously he's doing his thing and he's killing it. And that's just another Kenosha athlete, you know, from a smaller city in Wisconsin. And I think he's going to make a lot of people proud for sure. And he's a specimen. It's a big boy.
You said, I know what NFL team you root for, but what was your baseball team growing up? Was it Brewers, Cubs, White Sox? That's kind of the three choices here.
Yeah, it was. I didn't really like root for any specific team. I kind of just had favorite players, but I grew up always coming to Brewers games. I mean,
Sure.
I've been here countless times for games. So it's cool to actually be here and playing instead of watching.
Thanks, Kim.
Yep.
Next question is from Lily Zhao. Go ahead, Lily.
Hey, Gavin, from Milwaukee here. So just kind of curious what your thoughts are of AmFam. I know it got renamed from Miller Park, but what are your overall thoughts of the ballpark in your home state?
I always want to say Miller Park. I love this place. I feel like it always has good vibes, good energy, and then the fans are great. So it's pretty cool coming back here and playing, but I know the ball flies here, so I'm happier being a position player instead of a pitcher coming here, but overall, I really like the field a lot.
What is it like just coming back to your home state as a starter for the Dodgers? And, what kind of impact do you want to have on the Brewers this weekend?
Yeah, it's cool. Like I said, I grew up coming to a lot of these games, so just being here, being able to play is special for me. But any way I can really help win, just competing, like I keep saying, competing at bats, working pitchers, especially when it's not going your way. Sometimes you just gotta tone it down and try to take your hits here and there and grind and compete and grind out at bats. So that's really all I'm going to try to do, and then defensively just keep doing and playing hard, and that's it. That's really all that's going through my mind.
I got time for one more. Go ahead, JP.
Hey, Gavin. Just to clarify, had you ever hit at Miller Park, either in pre-draft workouts or when you visited the NLCS the other 2017, I guess it was?
No, I've never hit here. But I did go to the 2018 CS here. But no, never got to hit here. This is a first.
Cool. What's been the focal point for you in the batting cage in your work with the hitting coaches?
Yeah, just right now trying to control my tempo and my gather and load. Sometimes I get a little sped up, which causes me to not see pitches great. So right now in the cage, it's all based on like the tempo and my load and gather and trying to be slow and early as possible. And That's really the main focus, trying to stay away from the super mechanical stuff and switching focus to external thoughts, which is good, especially once the game starts. So tempo is like the main focus right now.
Well, last one for me. I think we probably take it for granted in Southern California that we have like beaches and hikes and random things that we can do outdoors year round. But for your friends and family in Wisconsin who often go to Brewers games and then weren't able to do that for the past year, what was that like, man? Was that hard for your family and friends?
Yeah, I think especially Wisconsin, the weather is not great, like you said. So for a while there, especially in the winter and the fall, it was like you're just kind of stuck inside. And I know it was hard on a lot of my friends and family because a lot of them are people persons as well. So they enjoy getting out and talking to people and having interactions. So I know it was hard on a lot of my friends and family just with the weather and not being able to really do anything.